I, 29 male, was supposed to marry Jessica, 27, this coming spring. We'd been together 4 years, engaged for one. Everything seemed solid until she decided to nuke it all for some Instagram clout and a guy with a Tesla. 3 months ago, Jessica started acting different. New gym routine, expensive skincare, constantly on her phone. When I asked what was up, she'd say she was investing in herself, and I should be supportive. Cool, I'm all for self-improvement. Then came the social media posts. Motivational quotes about knowing your worth and leveling up. Her friends commenting fire emojis and, "Yas queen," on everything. Still, whatever makes her happy, right? The real flag was when she started making these weird comments. You know, Brandon's really going places with his startup. Brandon was her co-worker who'd been sliding into her DMs with work questions for months. That's nice, I'd say, not taking the bait. He just bought a Model S cash. Good for him. She'd get frustrated that I wasn't jealous. Truth is, I make decent money as a project manager. We had a nice apartment. I'd saved up for a beautiful ring. We were comfortable. But apparently, comfortable wasn't enough anymore. 2 weeks ago, everything came to a head. I was scrolling through Instagram when I saw it. Jessica had posted a selfie at some upscale restaurant with the caption, "Upgrading soon, winking face, hashtag, know your worth, hashtag, level up." The comments were interesting. Her toxic friend group was hyping her up, but then I saw Brandon had commented, "Soon fire." I sat there looking at that post for maybe 5 minutes. Then I commented, "Same." Jessica saw it within minutes. Came storming into the living room. "What's that supposed to mean? What's yours supposed to mean?" I asked calmly. "It's about personal growth. Why do you have to make everything about you?" "Jess, you posted about upgrading with a winking emoji, and your coworker commented soon with fire emojis. Want to explain that?" She went red. "You're paranoid. Brandon's just supportive of my journey." "What journey?" "The journey to becoming my best self. Maybe if you weren't so complacent, you'd understand." Complacent. After I'd supported her through her degree, helped her get her current job through my network, paid for most of our expenses while she found herself. Complacent. "You're right," I said. "I have been complacent." She looked surprised at my agreement. "Finally, so you'll start trying harder?" "No. I mean, I've been complacent about the obvious signs that you're either cheating or planning to." Her face went through about 6 expressions. Landed on indignant. "How dare you? I would never." "Then what's the upgrade, Jess?" Silence. Then, "I think we should postpone the wedding." There it was. "Why?" I asked, though I knew. I need to explore my options. See what's out there. We got together so young, and you want to test drive Brandon. This isn't about him. So you won't mind if I text him right now and ask what's going on?" She grabbed her phone protectively. "You're being abusive and controlling." Yes, the magic words. Asking questions about suspicious behavior equals abuse now. "Okay," I said. "Wedding's postponed. Actually, let's just call it off." Her eyes widened. "Wait, I said postponed. And I'm saying it's off. If you need to explore options after 4 years, then I need to explore mine too." She started crying. Not sad tears, angry tears. "You're going to throw us away over a miscommunication?" "No, you're throwing us away to upgrade." "I'm just accepting reality." She stormed off to stay with her friend that night. I sat there, looking at the ring I'd been planning to upgrade to a better one for our anniversary. Ironic. Then my phone buzzed. It was Natalie, 25F, Jessica's younger sister. "Hey, saw Jess's post and your comment. You okay?" Update 1. Natalie and I had always been friendly. She was the opposite of Jessica. Down to earth, actually funny, pursuing her master's in education instead of chasing Instagram fame. Jessica had always been weirdly competitive with her, constantly pointing out that she made more money, had better clothes, got more attention. "I'm fine," I texted back. "Wedding's off, though." "What?" "Calling you." We talked for 2 hours. Natalie wasn't surprised. Turns out Jessica had been bragging to her about how Brandon was obsessed with her and how she could do better than me. She actually said that? I asked. Multiple times. She kept saying you were a starter boyfriend and Brandon was husband material because of his Tesla and startup. His startup sells CBD dog treats. Natalie laughed. Actually laughed. She thinks he's the next Elon Musk. Well, she's free to find out. There was a pause. Then Natalie said something that changed everything. You know, I always thought she didn't deserve you. Nat, I'm serious. You supported her through everything. You're actually a good guy. And she's about to throw it away for a guy who probably leases that Tesla. We kept talking. Not about Jessica, just talking. About books, movies, her students. It was the best conversation I'd had in months. Made me realize how Jessica had slowly isolated me from everyone while building her brand. The next morning, Jessica came back. With Brandon. Yeah, she brought him to our apartment to mediate. We need to discuss this like adults, she announced. Brandon standing there in his tight suit looking uncomfortable. Why is he here? I asked. For support. And to clear up any misunderstandings. Brandon stepped forward, extending his hand like we were closing a business deal. Hey bro, no hard feelings. Jess and I are just friends. I didn't shake his hand. Friends who were about to upgrade together? He looked confused. Jessica hadn't briefed him properly. Look, Jessica said, I've been thinking. Maybe we can work this out. But I need you to understand that I'm growing, and you need to grow too. Brandon's offered to mentor you in business. The dude who sells CBD dog treats wants to mentor me. I literally laughed. Get out. Both of you. You can't kick me out. I live here. Your name isn't on the lease. You're a guest. And now you're trespassing. Leave, or I call the cops. Brandon pulled her away, whispering about not escalating. They left, but not before Jessica hissed. You're going to regret this. I was the best thing that ever happened to you. That evening, Natalie texted again. Her Jess showed up with Brandon. You okay? Yeah. Want to get coffee tomorrow? I could use a friend. It's a date. I mean, not a date. Unless, never mind. See you tomorrow. Update 2. Coffee with Natalie turned into lunch, then a walk in the park. It wasn't a date, except it totally was. We both knew it. The conversation flowed naturally. No Instagram posing, no mentions of upgrading or journeys. Just two people actually enjoying each other's company. This is weird, right? Natalie said eventually. You just broke up with my sister. Technically, she broke up with me to explore her options. Still, my mom would lose her mind. Their mom, Diane, was something. Classic enabler of Jessica's behavior. Always talking about how Jessica was the pretty one and the successful one, while Natalie was the sweet one. Like being sweet was a consolation prize. We don't have to tell anyone, I said. We're just friends getting coffee. Right. Friends. She smiled in a way that made my stomach flip. Meanwhile, Jessica was going nuclear on social media. Posts about toxic exes who can't handle a strong woman, and knowing when to leave a situation that doesn't serve you. Her friends were eating it up, commenting about how brave she was. Then she made a mistake. She posted a photo with Brandon at a fancy restaurant with the caption, Upgraded sparkles, sometimes you have to let go of the bronze to grab the gold yellow heart. I screenshot it. Then I commented, Congratulations on the upgrade. I'm happy with my choice too. Within minutes, my phone exploded. Jessica calling, texting, demanding from multiple accounts. What choice? Who are you with? Are you trying to make me jealous? This is so immature. I didn't respond to any of it. But I did take Natalie to the same restaurant the next night. Not to be petty. Okay, maybe a little petty, but because I made reservations there weeks ago for Jessica's birthday and couldn't get a refund. We had an amazing time. Natalie actually ate her food instead of photographing it for 20 minutes. We laughed about her students' antics, discussed books, debated whether Die Hard was a Christmas movie. It is. I feel guilty, she admitted over dessert. Jessica's my sister. She chose Brandon. She made her decision. I know, but wait, is that... It was Jessica and Brandon, 3 tables over. She saw us at the exact same moment. The look on her face was incredible. Shock, rage, disbelief, all cycling in rapid succession. She stormed over, Brandon trailing behind, looking confused. Are you kidding me? She shrieked. The restaurant went quiet. Hi, Jess, Natalie said calmly. Hi, Brandon. You, with him? My fiancé. Ex-fiancé, I corrected. You wanted to upgrade, remember? This is sick. You're my sister. Natalie stood up. And you're the one who threw away a good man for. She looked at Brandon. Whatever this is. He's an entrepreneur. Jessica spat. He sells CBD dog treats, Natalie said flatly. And his Tesla is leased. Yeah, I looked it up. Brandon went red. It's a smart financial decision. The manager approached. I need to ask you to lower your voices, or we're leaving, Jessica announced. And Natalie, you're dead to me. Dead. Okay, Natalie said, sitting back down. Pass the salt. Jessica made this wounded animal sound and stormed out, Brandon scurrying after her. The rest of the restaurant actually applauded. Someone sent over a bottle of wine. It was surreal. So, Natalie said, Christmas is going to be awkward. Update 3. Jessica's entitlement went into overdrive. First came the calls to my employer. She actually called my boss, claiming I was harassing her and creating a hostile work environment. Problem was, we didn't work together, and my boss had met her multiple times at company events where she'd gotten drunk and made scenes. Ryan, my boss said, pulling me aside, your ex called. She seems unstable. Do you need to involve security? No, just document it if she calls again. She did. 6 times. Security got involved. Then came the apartment warfare. Since her name wasn't on the lease, but she'd been receiving mail there, she tried to claim tenant rights. Showed up with a cop one night, demanding entry to retrieve her belongings. The cop looked tired. Sir, does she live here? She used to stay here, but her name isn't on the lease. I have her belongings boxed up right here. I gestured to the neat pile of boxes by the door. That's not all my stuff. Jessica protested. What's missing? The cop asked. My engagement ring. You mean the ring you threw at me when you said the wedding was off? I pulled out my phone, showed the cop a video I'd wisely taken of her dramatic exit, complete with ring throwing. Ma'am, that looks like you giving the ring back, the cop said. He manipulated me. Ma'am, please take your boxes and go. She grabbed them, then tried one more thing. The TV. I paid for half. I have the receipt showing I paid in full, I said, pulling it up on my phone. Also have all our Venmo transactions showing she never paid me back for anything. The cop sighed. Ma'am, take your boxes. Now. She left, but not before keying my car in the parking garage. Joke's on her. The building has cameras. I filed a police report and insurance claim. Meanwhile, Natalie and I were getting closer. We weren't hiding it, but we weren't broadcasting it either. Just taking things slow, naturally. It was refreshing being with someone who didn't need to document every moment for social media validation. Then came Thanksgiving. Diane called me. Ryan, I heard about you and Natalie. This is inappropriate. How so? Jessica is devastated. You're destroying our family. Jessica is with Brandon. She's the one who ended our relationship to Upgrade, remember? That's different. She was finding herself, and I found someone better. Diane gasped. How dare you? Jessica is the one who cheated, lied, and tried to keep me as a backup plan while she test drove Brandon. Yeah, I know what Jessica is. You're not welcome at Christmas. Wasn't planning to come anyway. But Natalie was furious when she found out. She can't ban you. I'm bringing you. Nat, that'll cause drama. Good. I'm tired of Jessica getting away with everything because Mom enables her. Update 4. December arrived, and Jessica's relationship with Brandon was already cracking. Turns out, his startup wasn't doing well. The CBD dog treat market was oversaturated, and his main investor, his mom, pulled funding. Jessica started posting cryptic quotes about temporary people and lessons learned. Then Brandon posted a photo with another woman at a company party. Jessica lost it, calling me at 2 a.m. I know you're awake, she slurred. Obviously drunk. What do you want, Jess? You ruined everything. If you hadn't been so stubborn, I'd still have my backup. I mean, we'd still be together. You just call me your backup. I didn't mean. Brandon dumped me. For some bartender. A bartender. Okay. Take me back. We can work this out. I'll forgive you for Natalie if you'll forgive me? You cheated, tried to manipulate me, vandalize my car, call my work. That's in the past. I'm willing to move forward. I'm not. I'm with Natalie now. We're happy. She's using you to get back at me. She's always been jealous. Goodbye, Jessica. I'm pregnant. I laughed. Actually laughed. No, you're not. How do you know? Because you had your period 2 weeks ago. You posted about it, remember? That TMI post about moon cycles and divine feminine energy? Silence. Then, I hate you. Cool. Stop calling me. Christmas Eve arrived. Natalie and I showed up at her parents' house with wine and dessert. Diane answered the door, face sour. You actually came. Mom, Natalie said firmly, Ryan's my boyfriend. Deal with it. We walked in to find Jessica on the couch, surrounded by their aunts, crying dramatically. She looked up, saw us, and wailed louder. How could you do this to me? Their dad, Robert, looked exhausted. Jessica, please. On Christmas. They're rubbing it in my face on Christmas. Natalie lost it. Are you kidding me? You cheated on Ryan, dumped him for Brandon, tried to destroy his reputation, damaged his car, and now you're the victim? I was confused. You were calculating. You literally called him your backup plan. The aunts looked shocked. Jessica, is that true? She's twisting things. I pulled out my phone. Want to hear the voicemail? That's illegal. Jessica shrieked. One-party consent state, I said, and you knew you were being recorded. You said, I know you're recording this at the start. Robert held out his hand. Play it. I did. Jessica's drunk rambling filled the room, including the backup plan comment and her fake pregnancy claim. The room was silent. Then Robert spoke. Jessica, I think you should go to your room. Dad, now. She stomped off, but not before shooting me a look of pure hatred. Dinner was awkward, but manageable. The aunts were actually nice to me, asking about my work, complimenting the dessert I'd made. Robert pulled me aside after dinner. I owe you an apology, he said. I knew Jessica was difficult, but I didn't realize how far she'd gone. It's fine. It's not. You were good to her, better than she deserved. And I'm glad Natalie has someone who actually values her. From upstairs, we heard Jessica scream. Brandon posted with the bartender again. Robert sighed. Excuse me. As we left, Diane stopped us. I still think this is inappropriate. Noted, Natalie said. See you at New Year's. Or not. Your choice. Final update. It's been half a year since that Christmas, and life has settled into something I didn't expect. Genuine happiness. Jessica's upgrade to Brandon lasted exactly 3 weeks after he dumped her. She tried to spin it as her choice, posting about outgrowing people who don't match your energy, but everyone knew the truth. The bartender Brandon left her for? She's actually a law student who bartends part-time. Jessica's head nearly exploded when she found that out. She made one last desperate attempt to mess with us. She created a fake Instagram account and DM'd all of Natalie's co-workers, claiming Natalie stole her fiancé. Problem was, Natalie's co-workers already knew the whole story. One of them was married to a guy from my company who'd heard about Jessica's harassment campaign. They reported the account, and it got banned. Then Jessica tried to show up to my apartment with some sob story about needing closure. Building security called me before letting her up. Sir, there's a woman here claiming to be your wife. I'm not married. Is her name Jessica? Yes, sir. She's my ex who's been harassing me. There's a police report on file. Understood, sir. We'll handle it. I watched on the app as security escorted her out. She was carrying a box, probably planning to claim she'd left something behind as an excuse to get in. The entitlement peaked when she sued me for emotional damages and the value of household improvements she'd made. Her lawyer was some ambulance chaser who took cases on contingency. My lawyer, yes, I had to get one, laughed when he saw the filing. She wants $50,000 for buying throw pillows? Apparently, she also designed the aesthetic of my apartment. You mean the apartment that's solely in your name, that she paid no rent for? That's the one. The case was dismissed with prejudice. Jessica had to pay my legal fees. That really made her lose it. Meanwhile, Natalie and I just lived our lives. We don't post about our relationship on social media. We don't need to. We cook dinner together, watch movies, have actual conversations. She moved in last month, officially, with her name on the lease and everything. You sure about this? I'd asked. Your mom might actually disown you. Let her. I'm tired of Jessica being the golden child when she's actually just a narcissist with good makeup skills. The family dynamics shifted after that. Robert started reaching out more, even came to lunch with us a few times. Diane remained cold but started to crack when Jessica moved back home and turned their house into her personal photo studio, complaining constantly about her journey being interrupted. Last week, I ran into Brandon at a coffee shop. His startup had folded. The Tesla had been repossessed. He was working at his dad's insurance company. "Hey man," he said awkwardly. "No hard feelings?" "We're good," I said. "How's life?" Yeah. Jessica was a lot. She's something. She still texts me, like constantly, about getting back together. Block her. I did. She makes new numbers. We actually had a laugh about it. Turns out Jessica had told him I was abusive, controlling, that she was escaping to him. When he saw how she acted after they broke up, he realized she'd played him. "That bartender you're dating seems nice," I offered. "Law student, actually. And yeah, she's great. Doesn't need to document every breath for Instagram." We parted on decent terms. We're how things work out. As for Jessica, last update from the family grapevine. She's trying to become an influencer, calling herself a relationship coach and selling courses on knowing your worth. She has 847 followers, mostly bots. Her latest post is about toxic exes who move on with your siblings and how to heal from betrayal. The comments are brutal. Turns out, when you burn enough bridges, people remember. Several of her former friends called her out publicly, sharing screenshots of her admitting to cheating, planning the upgrade, and laughing about keeping me as a backup. One comment stood out. "Girl, you betrayed him. He just refused to be your safety net." Natalie saw it and laughed. Should I comment? Nah. Living well is the best revenge. That's very mature of you. Plus, I already screenshotted it for posterity. She laughed again. God, I love her laugh. It's genuine, not performed for an audience. The truth is, Jessica did me a favor. If she hadn't shown her true colors, I'd have married her. I'd have spent years supporting her ego, funding her lifestyle, being her backup plan, while she searched for upgrades. Instead, I found someone who sees me as the prize, not the consolation. Someone who values partnership over Instagram metrics. Someone who competed with her sister not for attention or status, but accidentally won by just being a decent human being. Jessica wanted to upgrade? Cool. We both did. She got Brandon for 3 weeks and a failed influencer career. I got a genuine connection with someone who actually likes me for me. Oh, and the ring I'd bought for Jessica? I returned it, used the money for a down payment on a house. Natalie and I move in next month. It's nothing fancy, but it's ours. Both names on the deed because we're actual partners. Jessica found out through a cousin and posted a crying selfie about what should have been hers. Natalie commented, "It is mine. Thank for the upgrade." Sis winking face. The post was deleted